Billy D, Wazzy McWazerton, Joseph D, Vague off the elevator, Whiskey, everybody loves whiskey. Good morning. Would everybody please say they love whiskey? I love me some whiskey. Whiskey, I've been reading my book, but not religiously. I'm probably on about chapter 7 on that ham radio stuff. Everybody loves some whiskey. Whiskey 81 Tango. Hey, you guys, Whiskey, a couple of months ago got his ham radio license. And we were chatting, and it made me want to get mine from back when I was a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout, I was trying, and then I just stopped, and he said, Pops, you could do it. You can still do it. What do I need a ham radio for? I don't know. Because I wanted it when I was a kid. Just like I wanted to be a magician. So, if you wanted to be it when you were younger, you can still be it when you're a little less younger. Good morning. It's about time Whiskey said hello and checked in and did his thing. And yep, it's Niffer birthday. It's Niffer birthday. She has a very sneaky husband partner. Oh yeah. Can I tell you how sneaky he is? Why don't I just read you the email that he sent me? Those sneaky. Hey, wait. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't make all the other couples jealous. Well, I wouldn't be making you jealous. I don't have that power. But the words that I would use would trigger programs that could possibly alert old agreements that you have, that you can ignore. You can ignore those agreements and just say, oh, wow, wonderful, instead of auto-domesticating back to envy. See what we're talking about here, right? You don't want to auto-domesticate your brain straight back to envy? No one has a clue what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Good morning, Niffer. Happy birthday to Niffer, girl. Happy birthday. Let's give it a whirl. Happy birthday. All day long, happy birthday. So Niffy can sing her song about birthdays and smiles and gardening a lot. She knows Cleanie's growing pot. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Niffer girl. Okay, there we go. Save that one. Play that for Ava. Cleanie, how'd you get in the song? I don't know I have no idea what we're doing over here. Dustin knows what we're doing. Dustin, what are we up to? What are we doing over here? I don't know, Pops. I just got here. Cleanie writes to me yesterday. Wait. I'll tell you what he said. Okay. Hi, Pops. Glad you're feeling better today. Very chirpy. Glad that was yesterday. Jimmy, all the way to the max tomorrow. Jimmy, write to me. You know my address, the DetroitMushLab.net. Jimmy, send me a max address. Jimmy, you're here every day and you're always to the max. Every time I see you, you are to the max. I've never seen once like Jimmy Min or Jimmy Mid. Never. Has anybody ever seen Jimmy Min? Here. Has anybody ever seen Jimmy Mid? Here. No. Let's admit it. We've all only seen Jimmy to the max. Okay? So, Jimmy, I need an address. Send it to me at the DetroitMushLab.net. Scroll down to the bottom. There's an email. Boop. Email pops. Jimmy is on to the max. Okay? Okay, no mids there, Jimmy. All the way to the max. So Cleany writes to me yesterday. Hi, Pops. I hope you're feeling better today. No, I'm glad you're feeling better today. And then he's shy, but he has to do it. He has to do it. He has to do it. Nipper Mama's birthday is tomorrow. See, this is a hubby that's thinking ahead, ladies. Hubbies out there. This is a guy that's thinking ahead. He's like, I'm not waiting until tomorrow and Pops finds out with everybody else. And then I'm giving Pops first shot. Okay? Nippy didn't know he did this. Nippy, do you owe him a hug later? That's all I have to say about this. No, you don't owe. If I was Nippy, I would probably hug him later. Okay. Nippy Mama has a birthday coming tomorrow. You guys don't know why you call her Nipper Mama, do you? I bet a lot of you don't. Okay, Niff. I bet you a lot of you don't. I think it's the cutest nickname. Already it's cute. Just saying Nipper Mama or Nippy or whatever. That's cute. But the full name, where it came from, it's really cute. She's Nipper Mama at home. Having zero to nothing to do with, she just brought the name with her, like Pops. I brought my name with me. I brought my name with me. She brought her name with her. Okay? At home, there's a couple of different sets of children. Let me put it that way. There's one set of children with Cleany, and then there's a little girl, beautiful, wonderful little girl, Ava. I'm telling you guys too much already. But Nipper Mama, her name is, see, that's what it is. It's her stepkids. Her name is Jennifer. Jennifer. First of all, I love the name. Our girlfriend here's name is Jennifer. And the stepchildren started calling her, oh, that's our Nipper Mama. So the stepchildren in her family refer to her, not Mom so much, as Nipper Mama. And I'm like, Sarah, is that adorable? Are you serious? The first time I heard that, I was like, oh my, that's wonderful. Yeah, and they very close, wonderful little relationship. I would love to have a Nipper Mama. Give me a stepmom. Give me one. Give me an extra. Is that cute or wait a minute? Cleany, my daughter named her. Cleany said one of the stepgirls. Catherine, isn't that a great story? Come on, give me 5 people that like the story. Dukin says, forget a Nipper Mama, give me a sugar mama. Dukin, you're going to Australia. We're sending you straight to Australia, bro. Pacers, it's Dukin. You're out of control. I want one of those too, though. It's a great story. I heard it on a Mush Fest when I met them. I was like, oh. Anyways, now every time you guys hear Niffer Mama, you're going to realize she has a bunch of kids. She's got a bunch of little that really like her more than us. Okay. Free. Free wants to go to Australia with Toucan. Free. I'm sending you both one-way tickets. Okay. She's like a mother hen. And then Cleanie comes along. And then when Cleanie gets up in the morning to go do his gardening, that's he's saying goodbye, Niffer Mama. Listen closely. Listen closely. He's saying goodbye, Niffer Mama. Hold on. Yep. You can hear it. It's in. He reminds me that it's his wonderful wife's birthday. He hopes Sandy and I are still planning our road trip, which I think we are. Harvest time is coming soon, he reminds me, and he's only telling me that for one reason, and one reason only. He wants a free trimmer. He wants free trimmers. And he knows Sandy's tall, and Sandy won't even necessarily need a ladder. Sandy can be trimming the top of one of those trees of his. Okay? There's only one reason he cares. Hey, Pops, are you guys still coming? I hope you're coming somewhere around September 14th through the 17th, Pops. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, it's a trim party. Jimmy to the max. Okay, Cleanie. Secretary of Agriculture. Okay. Was that's super delegating. When you tell him you got a job here, it's on October 17th, I'll see ya. I'll expect you here. Okay. No. You don't have to send me your resume. We're good. We're good. I'll expect you here. That's great. How long does the job last? 3 days. Oh, God, I gotta go home. I don't want to go home. Is it, and Clinty's birthday is next week. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to keep that in mind. Oh, Clinty. So I sent Clinty a budget. I said, would you please tell me what I can send her for this amount of money? This is the budget. Or would she prefer a gift card? Sometimes gift cards are like an easy way out, right? Boom, you still care about them. They're still getting something. Plus they get whatever they want. And then sometimes you're like, let me just force something down their throat. What I want to send them. Or you find out what they really want and you try to pick up something like that and send it to them. Which of those three should I do to Niffy? Should I wait to find out what she really wants, number one? Should I shove something down her throat? Or should I send her a gift card? 1, 2, or 3? Shove being number 2. Which one? We're not doing 2. Forget that one. We're not shoving something down her throat. We're not going to send her one of our, actually I do have something I can send her. I know, Sarah, you're probably right. Whiskey's like, Pops, nobody wants number 2. Oh, that's funny. No, my channel, I haven't. Okay, well, I might have to get Waz and send him cash, Pops. What are you thinking? Send him cash. Cashish. Do you remember when you were cool, Waz? Come on, this is the truth, Waz. Did you ever like when you were hanging out with a guy and you had wide lapels? 80s, Waz. Wide lapels. 80s, Waz. When we'd hang out and go, hey, baby, got some extra cashish? Did you ever call cash Cashish. I'm waiting. I thought maybe that's a West Coast thing. You were the coolest guy in the room if you could work cashish into bell bottom pants. You were the coolest guy in the room if you could work cashish, not hashish, but if you could work hashish into the conversation. Okay, Watson, yep, did it, Pops. Okay, high five, bro. Of course we have. Higgs would have too if Higgs was here. If Higgs was around, Higgs would go, yeah, Pops, we all did cashish. Calm down, okay? Okay, Nippy, Cleany, I'm waiting to hear from you too. I'm so loud this morning, I apologize. Why am I so... I'll stop yelling right now. I promise I'll stop yelling. It's hard though. Maybe I should send you both something together since your birthday's next week and I'm cheap and it would save me $5. Matter of fact, here's the first thing I can send you. You ready for it? So EMT Green, is he here this morning? Oh, I know Catherine Pops is excited every morning when he's here to see his friends. Okay, I am. This is like, I feel like I'm the guy at the front of the room doing the spin thing. You know what I mean? I'm like the spin coach guy. I'm yelling out to everybody in the room. I'm like, if it weren't for you guys, I don't even know if I'd show up to spin class sometimes. EMT's here. EMT, mail call, mail call, mail call. We're doing EMT mail call right now. You ready? EMT, you sent me the neatest thing. And why I'm bringing this up right now is because this is a perfect regifter. Sorry about that. This is a perfect regifter. Are you ready? Ready? Maybe this is exactly what Niffy and Cleany have been waiting for, and we can send them for their birthday, their combined birthday. Okay, maybe we'll do a regift situational with this, okay? And I'll tell you why. There's symbolism in it, okay? Didn't we say a combination? We're going to combine the two, all right? And since it's Niffer's birthday first, we're going to send her a log. We'll just send her a nice log, okay? That'd be nice. So we'll send her this cute little log. And then a week later, unless I can send them together, a week later we'll send the other part of the log. Okay, and this is the part that goes to Cleany. You ready? This is so cute, EMT. I love it. It's really nice. The paint job on it's fantastic. This is literally a rock or a piece of maybe cement. Now you talk about, you guys know Pops likes to be Mr. I'm creative guy. Somebody took a log and a piece of cement and a screw. Good stuff. Good stuff. Cement exterior paint. Did you do this one? His name is Steven, you guys. Did EMT Greeny, did you do this? Did you make this yourself? Or is that that could easily be gift shop material all day until Sunday. Yard covered? Did you make that one, bro? I didn't even think of that. I honestly thought that was like off of a gift shop. He made that. Greeny, see? People have geniuses. That's genius. You had to see it all first, and then you actually execute. You actually put it together. That's like when Pops takes things like this. a piece of cardboard, some empty capsule bottles, bodies, right? We'll just stand them up and turn them into, because I'm working in an N scale, Z scale, excuse me, super miniature, a realistic scale. Let's get an old Monopoly house, get a piece of wire. Now we have a pump house for a little oil company that I'm gonna make. And then I still have to landscape this. This is gonna get all kinds of, boop. You just see a couple of things laying around. And if your mind's on, like Jimmy to the max, you're gonna, like, there's so many amazing things that you can make. Okay? It's really, really, really cool. So when I see other people do creative things, I like how this, where our artistic bonds, like RX1s can, you talk about an artist. And it's kind of cool because Brock has been picking up on it. And he's been doing styrofoam art, but his art's so different. I try to recreate miniature, historically accurate to a time frame. Like right now I'm working in the 1930s. So everything I'm modeling could only have existed up until about 19. If it existed later than the 1930s, it can't be on my layout, right? We're just doing this little modular layout. It keeps me busy when I'm not busy. Does anybody ever need to be busy when they're not busy? So I'm either reading, growing. Recently, I'm on this model splurge. Yeah, it is. I believe that it helps keep me healthy, kind, and cool. Right? For every minute I'm in there painting some little thing, I'm not out robbing a bank. Which would be my other option, of course. That would be my other option. And then Stephen included a bunch of shells. He says, Pops, I noticed that he just figures out there's a way to be creative with some of these shells and stuff, and maybe there will be. Maybe there will be a neat way to work these into something we do here. But now I know that we have creative, that he's my creative pal. And I really appreciate what you sent me. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time and the effort in the first place, let alone I admire your creativity. Let me show you, speaking of creative, this is a creative in a different sense. Niffer last week when she sent back the emotional support mushroom that we had sent over there, it came with creativity from her. And this is long-term creativity. She had to plant a seed a long time ago, and spend a lot of time tending and growing and watering and weeding, and then harvesting and drying and grinding, and then packaging. Okay, somebody put Singer on a timeout. Okay, thank you, Penny. That's all, just a timeout so they know we're serious. If you want to come back and be friends with us, you can, but we don't talk to each other like that. Penny, I'm sorry, Niffy. This was not easy to do. Yes, Akash asked, am I a priest? The answer is yes, I am. Oh, by the way, I believe you are too. I believe every one of us are priests. We all have the ability to cast wonderful spells. Look at that. This is her own tea blend. Tea with pops, but I mean, she made it for pops. So this started out a long time ago, her own plant from scratch, from seed to... That's no joke. That's no joke. If you really think about tea, homemade tea from your own blend slash, but she didn't go open up a bunch of other tea bags, pour them together, mix it up. No, no, no. No, no, no. I've mixed up tea bags. I've never grown them. Nippy, I'll try it and I'll let you know. I'm on it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is thoughtful, and I know people don't really realize how much work goes into some of this stuff. Is there a guy named Smarty or a girl named Smarty just popped into the room? Hello, Smarty. We're all smart here, and we get smarter just by being here. We probably are smarter because you're here. So throw a couple of a couple of chocolate donuts at Smarty, and Smarty's smart enough to know exactly what to do with them. Okay, next, R&R Shrooms. R&R Shrooms. Ronnie, I've been knowing him for well over 2 years, 3 years now, from my IG page. He was here for a little while. He had a difference in his schedule, but he's here a lot. And what's fascinating to me about R&R is how far he's come. He reminds me a great deal of the Deborah Pearls that are out there, the nerdies, where they start here and they take it so passionately. They take their mycology so passionately that they just bloom. And they become a light in our community, not just this community here on Tea, but even the people around them. They're teaching, they're spreading, they're sharing. They're making mycology more accessible to other people, and they aren't looking to make money back because of it. You see them, you can spot them. And R&R, he's one of them. He sent a box full of, right, Nerdy? He sent a box full of, no, I'm not joking, R&R. You've come so far, and I'm not acting like I'm way up here and we've come so far. I might have gone here and you've gone here, but we've come so far. I remember when we were like sharing a little plate, sending all LC over there and jealously hold on, man, I can make my own LC now, and I could make up a bunch of syringes and give them away. And you've been doing it for 2 to 3 years that I know of. And when you first started, you weren't the scientist you are today. Okay? And it's you want to hear this part, you guys? It's self-taught. It's self-taught. It's trial, it's error. It's never failure. It's always been feedback. This guy's turned himself into a mycologist of a very high order. A mycologist of a very high order. Sent us a box. I haven't even completely opened it, but it's chock full. Where'd that saying come from? Plates. We got some plates in here. Smurf Monkey Blob. We have some syringes in here. I don't really want to open this box sitting right here, but there's plates, there's syringes, there's things like that. We're going to open it up. We're going to give away most of this tomorrow. Here. Poof. Let's get this going. Let's get it out there to where it belongs. Okay? Pops. This is going to be a really long letter, and I'm going to skip forward because about 70% of it, he's so excited about the strains that I'm walking through the whole laboratory procedure of the day he inoculated a plate to It's very it's very involved. Okay, it's quite a letter. Hope this finds you well. I've been really buckling down and focusing on my Myco work. Duh. I've been running all these different cultures. Duh. and isolating the best growths, growing them out, cloning the fruit, plate pins, etc. Before I make my LC, then testing the LC to make sure I know for certain what it produces. I go the extra mile. I'm not just replicating or expanding someone else's work. I come from spores where I can find the traits I desire the most. Just like and then he's going to go on and explain all of these different things that he's doing. It's wonderful. I'll just give you an example. The AGMAT is a solid reproducer. The PEA and a Mon cross that grows fast and super. And I got from you last November, I've crossed it with the Melmac. If the swabs were, okay, which are all still my absolute favorite. Iceberg is a great producer, high potency, TP, exactly same cultures. Next page. I started them, I grew them first, fruit. It was a great cool cap. I assumed that they were going to be, and then I ended up with a plate pin clone. Next page. And then I got potent, and then the psychonauts of all, they were the cooler. Garlic knots are named after their shape. Smurf monkey are for your more advanced growers. They have patience. Enigma, next page. Potent for life. Thank you for, all of a sudden, now there's some I care about. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for being a positive influence in my life this past few years. And thank you for bringing us all together. I'm almost done. R&R, I hope you know how much I'm teasing you right now. I hope you know I read every word, and I'm telling you, you're amazing, okay? And if anybody wants a copy of the letter, send me $4 for copying. No. Okay, hold on. This is the part I like the most. Whiskey, it's so dedicated. He's so passionate. Okay. Before I read the rest of this letter, give me 5 people that realize what I just ran through would have taken, that's 3 to 4 years of solid research. Solid research. Can we please give him a high five? Please. Solid research. And it's written down. He's almost kept a diary for me. Okay. There's a great page coming, though. This page is for you guys. All right. So don't forget, when you guys hear about it, R&R, pay attention. Go ask him. This is my favorite part. Wait for it. Wait for this part. Thank you for being a positive influence. I like that, but I've made so many friends that are so kind. I message them on a daily basis. Michael Allen, I consider my best friend. Deborah Pearl has been so amazing. Clean Grow and Niffer Mama are simply awesome. Mark Z, he's my homie. Nerdy is so cool. Kim and MVP, coolest couple ever. There are so many more. We are from all over the USA and beyond. You're the glue that holds us together. Thank you and love you, and Brock and Ruff. Ronnie Real. If he didn't name your name, we don't take it personally, said the whole crew. He had done enough writing. I think if his hands weren't cramping by that time, Sandy, I don't know whose were. But we're meeting here. we're getting together and doing stuff like this here. He's bringing his scientific knowledge learned from the grassroots here and giving them to you. It's pretty awesome stuff. So we'll be giving that stuff away tomorrow. All right, we'll give as much of this away tomorrow as we can pack into a few boxes and send out. So if we're gonna do it, if you're feeling like you need something tomorrow, we'll find some way to get you some plates and some LC. We'll make it happen. R&R will make it happen. Got another one. Got a box from the Pearlster, Deborah Pearl. Deborah, I already snuck a peek at this one. You guys already know how much I love Deborah. Last year, right? Well, it wasn't even a year ago. It was just a couple months ago. She sent that huge crate with all of those Deborah boxes. Okay? And they're just filled, chock full of stuff that just more giving of the heart. Well, she's given something this time. That is gonna keep on giving for a long time. She sent us something that's gonna keep on giving for a long time because it is literally, I snuck a peek at it. It's literally one of the coolest little books I've ever seen. I've never seen it before. I've already riffled through it a little bit. And can I do this? Before I tell you what the name of the book is or anything like that, can I read one of the chapters? Oh, I'll tell you the book. She sent me this book. And I was going to use it for today. We're still going to do our reading. I want to talk about being impeccable because we can't leave without doing a workout. But, we got to do our emotionally spiritual workout. She sent this book. It's called The Book of Nice. The Book of Nice. Pops, what's that? Well, it's a nice book about nice things for nice people. Deborah's super duper superly duperly smart. She looked at this and said, I'll bet if Pops sees this, he'll want to read one of these readings out of here, one per day. He's going to want to read one per day to the group. Because what it is where did that nice thing come from? The curious history of blowing a kiss. Why do we serve wedding cake? How Cary Grant inspired the heart pillow mint. And 161 other nice things. I feel like once per day I'm going to read to you, where did that nice thing come from? Explain that nice thing. And so it's kind of like, where did the saying come from? But now it's like, where did that nice thing come from? Give me 5 people that want to hear the one I picked out for today. It's a nice book, right, Whiskey? I picked one out for today. Give me 5 people. Pops, read us today's nice thing. It's a great little book. I already looked. Anyways, here we go. Winking. Hey, baby. Oh, sorry about that. Winking. What's the deal with winking? Some winking can get really douchey, right? Lozzie, have you ever seen a douchey winker? I have seen them. I'm not at all. I'm a charming winker. If you go, you could do a wink. Winks can be taken a lot of different ways, if you think about it. Creepy wink, or hot guy wink, or baby doll wink. What's the story with winks? Wazzy goes, I think I'm a douchey winker. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'll ask your wife. It's like a hand when you can't wave. Is that what it is, Whiskey? The old across the room shot, huh? Deborah, here we go. Do you guys want to hear about winking? Molly has PTSD. Molly's like, I got a creepy winked. I can remember it.
Oh, I walked into the room at the right
You
time.
walked in, perfect timing. We're learning about winks. You wink. You're a winker.
I am.
Okay. See how funny this book's gonna be fun. Deborah, we're gonna do one of these every day. Okay? Deborah, good job. Douchey. Okay, here we go. Winking, it's a story, and here we go. It's gonna take about a minute or two to read it. But it's a history of winking. Who knew? Okay? If ever there was a potential nice gesture that needed to be deployed carefully, it's the wink. It's a nice gesture, but it needs to be deployed carefully. Right, Woz? Okay, here we go. The 1980 classic movie, Coal Miner's Daughter, did it just right. When country music's Patsy Cline, played by Beverly D'Angelo, is singing at the Grand Ole Opry, she looks over to the wings, and she locks eyes with the fellow star Loretta Lynn, who's Sissy Spacek. With a smile, Cline winks, which modestly yet fully encapsulates the solidarity and understanding shared between these two women. So on screen, that was a wink that worked, okay? That was a working wink. A wink can also be a sign of endearment from a rakish type. A rakish type is a guy that's, a rake is a guy like Pops. He's too charming, just way over the top charming, okay? A wink can be a sign of endearment if not taken too seriously. The prominent early 20th century journalist H.L. Mencken once wrote, "If after I depart this vale, you ever remember me and thought to please my ghost, forgive some sinner and wink your eye at a homely girl." So if you want to remember me well, forgive somebody and give a homely girl a wink. And whenever you do that, you're remembering me. That's actually pretty cool. That's a pretty good one. The old, I'm remembering my buddy. Okay. When used correctly, the wink can even propel a successful brand. In 1904, the Brown Shoe Company licensed the rights to a comic strip featuring a dapper, mischievous little boy, Buster Brown. The logo of the winsome lad sporting a sly wink was beloved and helped build the company into a $1.8 billion behemoth. In fact, collectors still pay big bucks for memorabilia if the kid is winking. Buster Brown is winking. Big bucks. And still the world has its winking doubters. As a Chicago Tribune reporter was told in 2004, after winking at a friend, winking is for seedy old men. The comment drove the journalist to the streets to investigate whether her pal represented conventional wisdom on the subject. Opinions ranged from calling it a nice gesture to deeming it way too overt. Her conclusion, the wink, is all about context. So while a cheeky little boy can wink while selling shoes, Jesus is another story. In 2011, a UK cell phone company, Phones for You, featured a depiction of winking Christ giving a thumbs up in an advertisement. The image was actually borrowed from filmmaker Kevin Smith's movie The Dogma, but that didn't matter. Explaining why the ad was banned, the country's advertising standards authority said, although the ads were intended to be light and humorous, they gave the impression that they were mocking and belittling core Christian beliefs. Jesus selling a cell phone. Yeah. Part of the problem may be the wink's long-standing difficulty to defend itself. In the 17th century, I'm almost done, but you're getting the history of the wink. It's all about context. Part of the problem may be the wink's long-standing difficulty to define itself. In the 17th century, the word was commonly used to refer to sleeping. Sleeping, rather than picking up ladies or signifying with your eye to someone that you know. William Shakespeare employed it in this fashion many times. Such phrases as, I have not slept a wink. Hoodwinked comes from this meaning. It refers to thieves putting sacks over the heads of victims, which effectively closed their eyes. By the 19th century, the question became, this is an important question, in the culture and the history of mankind, we now all of a sudden, in the 19th century, scholars, philosophers around the world, they had to decide, when's it appropriate to blink and when's it appropriate to wink? And when should you use which one? The blink versus the wink. The question became how to describe each gesture, the blink or the wink. Scientific journals used a wink in the way we blink on more than one occasion. In an 1830 dictionary, when it described a wink, it was really describing a blink. Some writers of that time did campaign for the winks being used playfully, such as author John Smith backed the notion that the gesture had a naughty side, or as he put it, a connivance. But he added that using it took energy. What? Takes a lot of energy, whiskey. Boom. Caloric intake, please. I need more carbs. Winking is not only a blinding of the eye, but it's a much more significant purpose. It's a twinkling of it. Okay? It's a twinkling of the eye. And sometimes it's used purposely to put people to sleep. To some extent, this wink is to the wink that opened the door to not understanding the difference between a blink and a wink. Okay, that was the first one. We'll get better. But it's still, we're trying to figure out what these nice gestures mean. Blink. How about a break a leg? You think break a leg is nice? How about this one? Charity. How about bread, salt, and how about sorry? Where'd the word sorry? What about this? Hugging. Where did the whole idea of hugging come from? How about helping an elderly woman across the street? That's a nice act. We'll read that one for one of the days. How about when you cover a yawn? You don't just yawn straight up, but you cover it. What the heck's going on with that? What about bowing? Why do we bow? Why do we curtsy bow? What's going on? There's all kinds of stuff in here. Okay? Saluting. There's salutes. Who was the first person to ever be saluted on the planet Earth? We know. We have it in writing. First salute ever. Boom. And it wasn't Pops, and it wasn't in the Marine Corps. But we know. Okay. Great book. Thank you very, 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 very much, Deborah. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. We'll dive into that and figure out why do we do some of these nice things that we do. Jump with me into page 31 of our book. We'll spend about 15 minutes here talking about my favorite topic. It's my favorite exercise. You know when you go to the gym, do you have a favorite exercise? I know, Penny, she strikes again. Do you have a favorite exercise? Bench press, military press, clean and jerk, just curls, dips. What's your favorite? Give me very, very quickly. Curls, the row machine, RX, that's a good one. You work out a lot of muscles on that one. What's your favorite machine when you go to the gym? What's your favorite? Maybe not even a machine, but your favorite set. Niffy's going. I like to stretch my legs going up climbing mountains. That's a good one. Fork and spoon curls. Penny, calm down. Go pulverize something. Herbie, bench makes you feel strong, right? Bench gets you all like puffed up. How about traps? Anybody like to pull traps? You know what I'm talking about? Leg press, Brian. I always feel strong because my legs are stronger than other parts of my body. So it's like, how come I can push so much with my legs? Butterfly press. Deadlifts. Deadlifts is a good one. Deadlifts is like core strength, right? Look at us all acting like we're bodybuilders. We're not, but we've gone to the gym. We have. And if you don't go to the gym very often, tell me if this isn't true, because it is for me. I don't go to the gym where all the guys are very often, but when I do, I go straight to the machine or to the thing that I'm most comfortable with. And usually I like the bench curl. You know where the bench has got a little incline, you sit on it, you got the bench slatted in front of you, you put your arm out, and you do some curls like that. Single dumbbell curls. I usually always do that one first. And I'm like, okay, I'm, warming up a little bit. And you're looking around and you're seeing how much the other guys are pumping. And, my whole point is when I go to my most comfortable preacher curls. Is that what they're called, Herbie? Look at Herbie, the workout king. Shamsi, nice to see you. So here, my point is back to when I go into the gym to practice, to work out, I go to the one that's most comfortable for me and or the one I like the most. The one I like the most. I feel like it's the easiest to practice. I'm attracted to that one. And I'll do it probably more than I'll do all the other things. And in my practice, in my workout, in my spiritual workout, in my changing my auto-domestication workout that I do every day, we're doing it here right now. We're spending 15 to 20 minutes doing our auto-domestication, reverse auto-domestication workout right now. When I do it, I go to my impeccable station. The first one I want to work out is my impeccable. I want my impeccable to be the strongest. It also feels the best when it's strong. I like working it out. I like working out my impeccable. And we know the more we work something out, the stronger it gets. Look, ask EMT Green. Do you get more creative when you create something? Are you driven to go do another mushroom next? Or it's like, oh, that's one. I don't have to do anything. You may stop. Bloop. You put yourself on hold. That's a choice. But usually creative people are driving themselves to their next creation. Creation begets creation. The word impeccable, we've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to have to spend a whole lot of time on it with you. The word impeccable. I am means it's the opposite of something. If something was possible, we put I am in front of it. It's now impossible. We all know if something's impossible, it's impossible. So when we put the word I am, the two letters I am, in front of another word, we're actually telling you it's the opposite of this root word when we put a prefix on it of I am. Right? How about a mature person? If we call them immature, we put an I am in front of it, we're telling you they aren't mature. It's the opposite of being mature. You're immature. And so we could put I am in front of a lot of different words. And in many cases, it's an IN, but depending on what the root word is. But at the end of the day, if there's a root word and we put an I am in front of it, we mean it's the opposite. Peccable comes from, and we've done the root words of this before, but the word peccable itself, just peccable, means to sin, to be a sinner. Oh, this is such an important concept, sinning, because our Western culture, my circle that I grew up in specifically, and many of your circles, and I didn't even need to grow up in your circle to know that in your circle, you were taught a whole lot of stuff about burning and sinning and not being forgiven and forgive this and you did this and don't do that and there's a rules and there's this list and there's we were taught so many whacked ideas about the idea of sin that we're controlled. Nobody's sitting up there as a puppeteer literally controlling it, but our civilizations turned it into religion controls the masses. Many of the times through the misunderstanding of sin. And then what we do is we're able to control people with their attention and their guilt and their shame. And if somebody's feeling guilt or shame, they want to absolve themselves of it. So how do they do it? Well, come here and I'll teach you how. I'll show you how. I'll tap you on the head. I'll give you absolution. All you need to do is give me a couple shekels. You shekel me up, I'll pop you on top of the head. You go on back and come back when you need another, boop, and bring me some shekels. And the whole thing gets warped. That's just one of the warps. Sinning has nothing to do with anything outside. It has nothing to do with the man-made law. It has nothing to do with the violation of a man-made law. You have a nature. We're watching it. EMT has a nature. In that nature, part of his nature is creative. I would say this blatantly. If in his nature, he had a yearning to create, not everybody does. Some people have a yearning to curate, organize, collect, put together things, collate, but they don't have to create it from scratch. That's fine. That's in their nature. And if it's in their nature, then they should be working from that point. But let's just going back to using Stephen as an example. His nature has in it creative. It has in it. When he's not creating, he's missing the mark. He's missing his internal mark. He would be more healthy if he were creating more. I don't even talk about what creating. I don't mean he's got to sit around and paint cement chips. I don't mean that. We create with our words too, don't we? We create with our service, don't we? But he has a yearning to create. It's in his nature. There's things in, some people have a yearning to curate. Some people have a yearning to console. The consoling people. Nurse nature. Healers. It's in their nature. And it's a big part of your nature. When we aren't exercising that part of our nature, we're missing the mark of our internal opportunity to grow. That's sinning. That's missing the mark. The archery term, sin, simply means I missed the mark. It doesn't mean I'm going to hell because I told a lie and I didn't go tell Father Callahan and get him to tell me to say a bunch of Hail Marys to get out of the mess I'd made. I didn't make a mess. When I lied, I sinned against my internal part that said, tell the truth. It'll help you grow. But instead I would hide and lie. Why not? That was what auto-domestication told me to do. Especially if you're going to get punished. Instead of corrected and instructed. The first thing we do with our kids is we go straight to punishment. You're supposed to start with instruction. Maybe you did a really terrible job of instructing. Maybe you need to re-instruct. Maybe you need to be re-instructed so you can instruct. We do a terrible job of that. And what our instructions are the ones we learned in our auto-domestication. Here we go. Here goes the cycle. And now we're teaching our children the wrong idea of sin. Sin is simply missing the mark against your personal nature. It is so basic, it's so simple. If you can grasp that and you can understand, all I need to do is be myself. That's impeccable. You're there. You just have to be yourself. You don't have to be what they want you to be. You don't have to be what you expected yourself to be. You don't have to be this because you're not that. You don't have to be anything other than here right now, being yourself, using the power of your word for nothing but growth and goodness and kindness. The minute you step outside of that, you're dipping into the peckle zone. Man, if we were taught that when we were little kids, we'd all be treating each other a lot more saintly. There wouldn't be as many hiding, lying, using because of guilt and shame. We built that into our culture by misunderstanding sin. I need 5 people to tell me they get what I'm saying. That is so basic that if we got to reorganize our brain around the concept of sin, you have to break loose of the ones that you've had that have been taught to you from every form of culture, everywhere that you've ever been bombarded with the idea of sin. It usually came with some kind of a fork, pitchfork, and some red devil guy and something, and you got to make up for it, and you crawl across glass and ask for forgiveness, and the person you need to forgive is yourself. You shouldn't have. The only reason you're there is because you didn't understand sin in the first place. It's the only reason. If you understood sin in the first place, you'd say, Why would I put my hand on a burning stove? Why would I do that? I know not to do that. Why would I start a fight with whiskey? It's the same thing. It's burning my soul even more than my hand. My hand will heal. I don't know if whiskey will ever be my friend again. It was an example. We sin against ourselves. We bring out so much of the pain and anxiety and life's mad emotions we bring to ourselves through our auto-domesticated program, through our misunderstanding of sin. Well, I can't possibly be impeccable. Yeah, you can. You're being impeccable right now. Not one of you is doing something right now, unless, I don't know, maybe you're doing something to the side, but you're all sitting here for a good hour, being kind and good to each other, learning, planning on going from this and being a positive influence somewhere. You can't do that for the rest of today? You can't do that? Yes, you can. Not only can you do it for the rest of today, but you want to. Your internal core does. Your human nature does. It wants to just go celebrate its own nature. It wants to go be creative. It wants to go help someone. It wants to exercise its nature. That's all I want to do. I have no desire to leave here and then go get involved in something impeccable. I don't have to. I'm capable of continuing the same impeccable since the minute I woke up this morning. I haven't done anything impeccable from the minute I woke up this morning. Not one thing. And, I have not sinned against myself in any way. I haven't missed any of the marks that I set for myself so far today. I've hit every mark that I set for myself that I deem important and necessary for my personal growth. I think I can do it for the rest of today. Impeccable comes from the Latin peccatus, which means sin. The IM means without. So impeccable means without sin. Religions talk about sin and sinners. But let's understand what really means to sin. A sin is anything that goes against yourself. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against you is a sin. Being without sin is the exact opposite. Being impeccable is not going against yourself. When you are impeccable, you take responsibility for your actions, but you don't judge or blame yourself. This is huge. You're still responsible for what you did, but you're not the judge that gets to victimize yourself over and over and over and over because of it. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. It's unjust. It's unjust to make somebody pay for something that they did wrong more than once. And the person we do that to the most is us, ourselves. It's unjust. It's peccable. That's against yourself. It's not against yourself to make yourself pay for your situation once. Fix it. Be amazingly mature, impeccable, fix it. You'll never have to pay for it again. When you start paying for it again, that's bad thinking. You're sinning. You're missing the mark. The mark is, I paid for it once. I don't continue to pay for it over and over and over. I don't have space in this fertile brain to remind myself of something that I did wrong that I've already fixed, already paid for. The space that's up here is for more good. 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes. When you're impeccable, you take responsibility for your actions. Nobody says impeccable is perfect. Another misunderstanding of the word sin. Nobody walks around floating this high off the ground, singing choirs songs to angels, floating down the hallway all day long. Now, that's impeccable. Look at that one. No, that's weird. No, that's someone's going to crash pretty soon. Nobody gets, no. The impeccable one is the person that said something, made a mistake, and then they realized it. Or they were called out and I said, you are absolutely right. I cannot believe that I did that. How can I fix it? I will fix that. What can I do? And mean it and do it. And never go there again. In your own head against yourself. Because we're all going to make mistakes. We're going to hurt someone. Even though if they're practicing the 4 agreements, later on we find out they shouldn't have took it personal. They don't know where I was coming from. I don't know where you're coming from, so I can't take you personal. But that's a different part. It's really important we understand that impeccable doesn't mean perfect. It's nowhere close to perfect. But it's somebody that's not sinning against themselves. Very quickly, finally, one more time on this subject. Is it a sin against yourself to make yourself pay more than once? What do you think the answer? Is it a sin against yourself to make yourself pay for something you've done more than once? Yes. We weren't taught that. We were taught the exact opposite. You got to stay in the doghouse for a long time on that one, pal. Grovel and come around and we'll let you out when we feel like it. We weren't taught that it was a sin against ourselves to hold that against that person more than once, let alone ourselves. Not only is it a sin against ourselves, it's a sin against the other person. You aren't the judge. You're not the victim. From this point of view, the whole concept of sin changes from something moral or religious to something more like common sense. One more time. Is this making common sense? This concept of missing the mark, is it making sense? Not some doctrine taught to you from a virgin or a baby in a manger or angels flying around or a book that's so perfect nobody... It's making sense. It's basic, common sense. That's why it works so well for me, because it's empirically true. I prove it to myself over and over. There's so many other things I used to have to do by faith. Well, I don't know, but I'm just going to believe it because there's no proof, but they told me, so I have faith. I don't have faith a lot. I like proof a lot. I get proof in this process every single day. Sin begins with rejection of yourself. I'm almost done, I promise. Self-rejection is the biggest sin that you commit. Mr. I'm ugly, Mrs. I'm stupid, Mrs. I'm fat, I'm too thin, they don't like me, what's wrong with me? I don't sing well, I'm a bad this, every single one of those, that's real sin. That's sinning against yourself. And we do it, but we can stop. And we're learning how. And we stop. What's the best method for stopping? The power of our word. Never using one of those words again. Never putting a negative word out about yourself again. And if there are words that do come out, just let them be good and kind about yourself too. Self-rejection is the biggest sin that you can commit. Impeccability, on the other hand, leads to life. We'll pick up some more of this tomorrow. 31, and being impeccable with your word. Power of the word. We'll do some more impeccability tomorrow. We'll be doing some R&R big shot giveaways. And I don't know, man. I don't feel like leaving, but it's time. It was time 10 minutes ago. But I get carried away when I'm in this workout corner. This is my favorite corner. Because I'm reminding myself too, don't forget. It was until I was in my early 50s that I was like, every day I woke up and committed a sin against myself somehow. Every day. Especially when I was hypocriting. Especially when I didn't want anybody to know who I really was deep down inside. So you put on the clown outfit, put on the clown face, give them the old douchey wink. But don't let anybody know. Don't let anybody know. Because if they found out, they'd kick you off the earth. It was pretty bad. Choop, it's getting pretty bad when you feel like they're going to kick you off the earth if they find out who you really are. Okay? So did we come a long ways? We'll continue to be impeccable. Can you continue to not have expectations, not take things personal, 3 agreements, and then the 4th? Do our best today. Do your best to be impeccable. Choopy and Catzilla, Cat Meowzilla. Nerdy, there's my guy. Choopy, Krausie. There you are, Cat Meowzilla. Jesus Christ, in Australia. Whiskey, I was really glad to see you here this morning. Sue Littlemeyer, nice to have you, Sue. Molly's gardening today. Herbs, love you, bro. The Waz, Brian C. There's Brian C. Joe D's. Rhonda Johnson. Hi, Rhonda. Badgie winking at everybody, and it's a cute wink. Badgie only does cute winks. Jesus Christ, and Cleany, and Brian C. and Mike Baraball and Evil. And R&R Shrooms and Nippy, have an amazing day. Actually, have an impeccable day. Bill D, Derek Anderson, RX1, see you later, bro. Jesus Christ, Pacers. Deborah, what a cute book, and thank you. Mr. Phillips, Jolie, be impeccable, easy. Cleany Grow, 2 Hawks. Molly's, Summer Weed, hello, Psalms. Jesus Christ, in Australia, catch a mate. Niffer, have a great, happy birthday. Rhonda Johnson, I'm waiting to hear from Cleany on what to send you. Brian C. Laura, have a divine day. Herbs, Krausie, Joey D. D. Anderson, Sandy, love you, bro. Mike Baraball, Sean T. 5280, all day, every day. Herbs, Whiskey. EMT, thank you for the gorgeous stuff. Krausie, Eagle King, thanks. See you in Kansas City. Mike Baraball, Molly, D. Anderson, Jesus Christ, Pidgey Page, Michael Allen, Molly saying happy birthday one more time. Pops, peace, love, happy birthday, Jennifer, Mama.